What is goody, everybody? This is the kid. DC Wrestling back at it again with another video. A few things I want to plug, man. If you haven't seen my NXT Stand and Deliver predictions, go check it out. Really love putting that video together, man. Love sharing my picks on who's going to win that show. And yeah, really good video. Also, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, man. We have just been exploding these past few weeks in terms of views, sub counts. It has just been absolutely insane. So let's keep that ball rolling to the next big number, next big milestone on the channel. That is 2,000 subscribers. But as y'all see, we are we're not even nearly, we are a week away from the most stupendous WrestleMania of all time, WrestleMania 38. And honestly, WrestleMania 38 should be overall a really good show. Now, I'm going to be a little biased here and say that I am looking forward most of the night two, more than night one. Night one's kind of lackluster in a sense and, well, predictable in some way, shape, or form. But hey, it's still WrestleMania. You still got to get that WrestleMania feel. And like I said, it's still, regardless, it still should be a great WrestleMania. So we're not going to waste any time. I know some people might split them into separate videos where you do a night one prediction and then night two. I'm going to combine them together. So this will be a combination of both night one and night two. So with that being said, let's get started. So let's start off, man, with the singles match for night one. Drew McIntyre versus Happy Corbin. Now, is this a filler feud? Yes, it is. Is this a feud that you could really not care about? Yes. Is this probably one of the weakest matches of the entire WrestleMania weekend card? Maybe, yeah. But, you know, people got to understand with Drew McIntyre, what they're doing. You know, they're building him back up. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you know, Drew was constantly in the main event, remember? And everybody was complaining and wanting how Drew was always in the main event. Get Drew out of the main event. And they did that. You know, he had his little filler match with Ginger. Now he's going to have his match with Corbin. And, you know, the caveat with Corbin is that his end of days move has never been kicked out of. And plus, since he became Happy Corbin, he is undefeated. And we all know how WrestleMania has that tendency of breaking streaks. So Drew McIntyre will most definitely be the first person to kick out of the end of days, and he will be the first man to beat Happy Corbin. So should be a solid match, and but Drew's getting that win there. All right, next, man, we have another tag team match. We have a tag team match player. We got Rey Mysterio and Dominic Mysterio, the Mysterios, taking on The Miz and internet YouTube sensation Logan Paul. I'm curious to see what Logan's gonna do. You know, what performance he's gonna put on. I'm not the biggest fan of the Paul brothers, particularly Jake Paul, but that's another video for another day. I think Rey and Dominic are gonna get the win here. You know, I know a lot of people are like, oh, just have Dominic turn on Rey, but like, you guys gotta understand, man. You know, Dominic, I feel like it's not time yet to turn heel. Now, down the line, you're going to have to eventually turn him heel and then, you know, have him turn on Rey. But I just think now's not the time, honestly, especially with Dominic now. Once he, you know, just gets better and better over time, then that's when you do it. Like, bam, you don't, you know what I mean? But, hey, Dominic and Rey, they will get the win here. You know, great father-son moment for the two guys at Mania. All right, so we have another tag team match play, but this time it's for the SmackDown Tag Team Championships. We got Jimmy and Jay, the day one, throw them up, people, the Usos, taking on Shinsuke, Nakamura, and Boogs. I've said this in the past. As long as Roman Reigns is still champion, as long as Roman Reigns is still carrying that, well, I can't even call it Universal title anymore, but as long as he's carrying that championship around his waist, well, around his shoulder, the Usos are going to be the same. The Usos won't lose their titles up until the point it's about time for Roman to lose his title. And I don't really want to spoil who I think is going to win that main event, but anyways, Usos are retaining their titles. Should be a great match between them and Shinsuke Nakamura and Boogs but I think the Usos are going to get the win here. Next, we have a singles match for the Raw Women's Championship. Becky Lynch, big time Becky Lynch, versus the EST of WWE, Bianca Belair. This is the culmination of a story that started all the way back at SummerSlam with Belair, well, in our eyes, getting squashed by Becky Lynch in 26, 27 seconds. But not realizing that that was just a part of these well put together story. They built it, they kept Belair still strong despite the fact that she wasn't champion. And this is the moment where you put the title back on Belair. Well, you actually have her win the Raw Women's title. I was about to say SmackDown title. But Bianca wins. She's going to beat Becky. This should be a pretty good match, man. And, the reign of Belair the Raw Women's Champion, Belair, we're going to get a new champion that night. And it should be a good one. So, yeah. All right, next, man, we got what will probably be the main event. Not the main segment, but, the main match, I should say. It's for the SmackDown Women's Championship, man. Charlotte Flair and Ronda not Ronda freaking Rousey, but Ronda Rousey. Man, I mean, now I ain't gonna lie, the build-up's actually been pretty good. Like they were brawling one week in the parking lot, and they were brawling in the announce table one week. Like they've been going at each other's heads, okay? And I like it. I like the build-up, but it is predictable. Now, the match is going to be good. Charlotte and Ronda, they did fight in the past back in Survivor Series 2017 or 2018. One of those 2 years. Anyways. But yeah, and it was a pretty good match then, and it should be a really good match now. Charlotte Flair is one of the best women's wrestlers on the planet, so you already know this is about to be a good one. But it is predictable in a sense because, well, Ronda's going to tap out Charlotte because that's the story of the match, because the story goes who can tap out who, and we all know who's going to be. It's going to be Ronda Rousey, so yeah. So the reason why I say this is not really the main event, because I think what we can all agree is what the main segment of the night, how WrestleMania is going to close out, is Stone Cold Steve Austin on the KO show. And oh my goodness, even though Stone Cold hasn't been on TV, well, we did get him, this past Monday night. But they've been doing a really good job with this, man. Kevin Owens just going out, calling out Stone Cold. Like, I do really see this in a way. This ain't going to be a normal segment, I think, because KO's been talking about he's just going to beat the ever-living heck out of Stone Cold. He's going to beat him senseless. So I think what they're going to do here, they're kind of probably going to go the Eric Rowan and Rock route at WrestleMania, where Stone Cold gets a quick stunner and shows Kevin Owens how to actually do a stunner right, and beats him. So that's what it is. Stone Cold, he ain't gonna wrestle a full lengthy match with KO. It's not gonna happen. We don't know what condition Stone Cold is, and honestly, I think we all know Stone Cold's last official match with The Rock was a perfect send off to what was a legendary career that was Stone Cold Steve Austin. So. But yeah, that's I feel like and plus there's rumors that they're closing out the show with Stone Cold and KO. So I think you might as well end it with that, because if you end it with Ronda and Charlotte, I mean it's gonna be good, but kind of predictable in a sense. All right, so that was night one. We now move on to night two, which will be taking place that Sunday on April the 3rd. So let's start off, man. Well, let's start off with the Anything Goes match between Johnny Knoxville and Sami Zayn. This feud has been amazing. Okay, I'm impressed. I'm impressed. I really am, because I thought but Sammy's been killing it. Knoxville's been killing. These guys have just been going out, and an Anything Goes match. It works well, especially for someone like Johnny Knoxville, with his little movies and stuff and the craziness that Sami Zayn. I'm going to go out on a limb and say, man, I think Knoxville's going to get the win here. Now, granted, this is going to be it for the Knoxville and Sami Zayn feud, but I think Knoxville's going to get the win as that, it's me, Johnny Knoxville. Watch my movie, please. But nah, man, all jokes aside, I think Johnny Knoxville's going to get the win here, so, yeah. All right, so we have another singles match between Pat McAfee and Austin Theory. Man, this is all I'm telling you, man, these celebrities matches. Pat McAfee, man, I'm ready to see his match, man, with Austin Theory. This is about to be dope. And you know what, man? This also gives some shine on the Austin Theory more because we all know Pat's, pretty recognizable, with his football career and everything that he's done. So, this gives some shine on Austin Theory as well. But Pat McAfee will get the W, which I hope. I am predicting Pat McAfee gets the win. But this should be a pretty good match regardless. So, yeah, I got Pat McAfee winning this one. All right, so let's actually get into some of these championship matches. We have a Fatal 4-Way Tag Team Match Playa Women's Tag Team Championships. Queen Zelina and Carmella versus Sasha Banks and Naomi versus Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan versus Natalya and Shayna Baszler. This is, this is one of the matches where outside of the entire WrestleMania weekend, I'm not really looking forward to this match. And that's not disrespect to any of these women, but who knows? Like, they're gonna probably do Edge and AJ, and then after that match, this is gonna be the cool down match. Like the women's tag team championships, like it was such a good idea at the beginning, but now it's just like I don't know. But hopefully, man, and yes, I am predicting that Sasha Banks and Naomi get the win. They can restore some legitimacy back to the women's tag team championships. I really hope so because it seemed like a good idea at first, but I don't know. It's not as important as it was when they debuted it, Like when they debuted it, it was supposed to be taken as a big deal, and it was a pretty big deal, but now it's just I don't know. Hopefully again Sasha and Naomi win the titles and they bring some legitimacy back to the titles, if there was any legitimacy to be there in the beginning. But, yeah. Speaking of tag team matches, we got a triple threat tag team match playa. We got RK Bro, Randy Orton and Riddle taking on the Street Profits, taking on Alpha Academy. This will be for the Raw Tag Team Championships. Man, I got no problem with this. Like, the tag team division on Raw has been killing it, man. Like, oh my gosh, incredible. This is going to be an incredible tag team match, man. I think RK Bro, they're going to win the titles. They're going to retain the titles. I know people were saying how Riddle and Randy need to break up. But, man, RK Bro, I feel like, and I know, I said it myself that in my WrestleMania dream match card that it's going to be Orton and Riddle. But, dude, I'm actually glad they're keeping them together. Randy's clearly having the best time of his life right now, the most fun in a long time. Like, when was the last time Randy actually had fun in a WWE program? Like, did he even have fun when he was with the Authority? You know what I'm saying? Like, when was the last time Randy was actually having a good time? Like, clearly, he's having a good time with Riddle. And, Riddle and a Randy Orton match, that's a match you can stretch out to SummerSlam. You know what I'm saying? So, keep RK Bro together just for a little bit while longer, But don't keep them too long to the point where everyone's in the comment section like, break them up, please. You want to end it off right, like the Shield. Like the Shield, when they broke up, they ended just right. So yeah, RK Bro will retain the titles here. Now, let us get to a match that I am also looking forward to, a match I personally believe will steal the show, not just of WrestleMania Night 2, but the entire WrestleMania weekend. Edge versus AJ Styles. This is one of the big-time dream matches everyone has been wanting to see since Edge came back, and now it's going to happen. The dream match finally becomes a reality. And this is going to be a good one, man, because Edge is he's just in this new dark form, this new dark character. AJ is going to show that pit bull. He's going to show that Georgia pit bull, bulldog mentality. He's going to show Edge that, hey, don't you mess with me, son, because I'm better than the best in the world. I am the phenomenal AJ Styles. But I was down, man, because I was like, AJ could win here. Edge can win here. It's one of those matches where I really don't care who wins. But if I had to predict mainly due to this new dark character that he's on right now. I got Edge winning this one. Now, it hasn't been announced yet. By the time the recording of this video, it hasn't been announced yet. But you know, Seth Rollins, he's been fighting. He's been like, hey, am I gonna get that WrestleMania opponent? Am I gonna get that WrestleMania moment? I don't want my WrestleMania moment to be up in some smoke and mirrors. Well, guess what, Seth Rollins? Smoke and mirrors is coming to you because a nightmare is coming to you because you're getting the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Now, I know it hasn't been announced yet or anything like that, but I mean, come on. You can't sit up here and not admit it's going to happen. You can't sit up here and say, oh, well, Rollins ain't going to be at WrestleMania this year. See you the night after Mania, Rollins. No. Seth Rollins versus Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes makes his return. Cody Rhodes returns to sports entertainment. I guess you could put it that way. You know, like you guys know the CM Punk promo when he was like, August 2005, I left professional wrestling and now I return to professional. You know, this is perfect. This is a perfect Cody Rhodes back in WWE match. Seth Rollins is one of the best performers in the world, and Seth Rollins would have no problem putting Cody Rhodes over. So Cody Rhodes will get the win. Honestly, because this match is ruined to be night 2, I kind of wish they would probably put it on night 1 to make the night 1 card seem a little bit more interesting. But hey, if you know, night 2, night 1, either way, Raw after SmackDown, I mean Raw after Mania, it don't matter. This match gonna be good. So Cody versus Rollins, Cody gets the win. Now in our main event, winner takes all to unify both the WWE Championship and the Universal Championship. Title versus title, the culmination, you know, of this story. Roman Reigns, the Universal Champion, the head of the table, versus Brock Lesnar, the Beast Incarnate, Cowboy Brock Lesnar, WWE Champion. This is big. Well, it's not the biggest WrestleMania match of all time, but you get what I'm saying here. And you know, I love Cowboy Brock. I do. I love Brock. He's just been killing it since he's been back, but They got to put the title on Roman. I think you put the title on Roman. You know, Roman wins. You know, Roman stands tall. Hey, you got nearly 55K fans in the arena. You got fireworks going all over. Pow, pow, pow. As the whole world acknowledges Roman Reigns. And you know, it may not happen. It may not happen. But my dream scenario for how you can end Mania, to really end off Mania with the bang, Roman Reigns stands in the ring. Again, the pyro's going off. Fireworks and everything. Pow, pow, pow. The music is hitting. The Usos are in the ring. Everyone's throwing up their ones. Roman Reigns is on the mic and tells the whole world to acknowledge me. But before he can get to that part, the Rock music hits and the Rock comes out. To the millions and millions of the Rock's fans, the Rock goes face to face with Roman Reigns for the first, well, not really the first time ever, but you guys get what I'm saying, for really face to face, because, well, they met before, but I mean like an actual face to face. That is how you end off Mania. Well, that's a little dream scenario, kind of like, you know, what they did with Rock and Cena. Sets up next year's Mania main event with Rock and Roman, probably the last big WWE dream match the WWE can possibly put on. But the chances of that happening are probably the same chances that Scott Steiner had beating Samoa Joe. So, yeah. So, that's it. That has been my WrestleMania 38 predictions. Guys, I really apologize for this being long. We're 19 minutes in. I don't want to make it damn near 20 minutes long. But if you made it this far in the video, thank you so much. I really appreciate it, man. This has been the Kid DC Wrestling. Remember to subscribe, comment. This has been the Kid DC Wrestling. So, yeah.